Show title Hide title Russia launches largest airstrike since the beginning the war. Russia launched over 100 missiles and dozens of drones at Ukrainian targets, killing and injuring hundreds civilians. Indianola, Iowa. On day Russia launched its largest airstrike against Ukraine since beginning of its invasion. Republican presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy detailed to reporters during Iowa caucuses campaign how he would negotiate an end to war. Ramaswamy has long opposed continuing military aid Ukraine, which is struggling to oust Russian forces from the region, and favors a decision that would allow Russia keep captured parts of eastern Ukraine it has illegally annexed. He is focusing on separating Russia from its alliance with China. This is the biggest threat we face, Ramaswamy said. On deck. 29. Russia launched 122 missiles and dozens of drones at Ukrainian targets, killing at least 30 civilians in 6 cities across the country, officials said. Polish officials said same day that a Russian missile likely entered airspace during the attack and then left. Associated Press reported. Poland is a member of NATO, a joint defense alliance that includes the United States. Leaders including President Joe Biden condemned the attacks on Ukraine and called for more aid. The same day as Russia's attack on December 29, Ramaswamy said in Indianola, "This is a new step in the war. But I mean, we're going to make a play-by-play comment. You can do that. We've been going back for the last 2 years for the U.S. The strategic question is how to end this war on reasonable terms." More than 10,000 Ukrainian civilians, as well as tens of thousands of soldiers, have been killed and more than 18,500 injured since start the war. According to United Nations, Russia has launched its largest airstrike since beginning of the invasion. Russia has launched a major attack on Ukraine, carrying out its most intense airstrike since Russian invasion began in February 2022. Even before Friday's massive airstrike on civilians, Ukrainian leaders had made clear that they did not trust their nation to survive alongside Russia without security guarantees and continued support from international partners. The attack followed almost 2 years well-documented allegations evidence possible war crimes by Russian forces against Ukrainians, including the ING cities and civilian infrastructure, torture, rape, execution, kidnapping children. In July 2023, NATO leaders presented a plan for Ukraine to join the military alliance in what Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said was an absurd and uncertain timeline. For Russia, this means motivation to continue its terror, he said. Ramaswamy said on Friday reaching an agreement with Russia on ending war could involve a tough about future of NATO. An honest conversation says we are willing to say NATO will not accept Ukraine but Russia would not accept NATO. He said it could include a tough about future of United States. It will.